What's going on, everyone? Today we have got another video here for FM26. Today we're going to be covering what I feel are some of the best saves within FM26. Not only early on within the game, but you can kind of do them at any point. Even these save types in general, you're going to be able to do at any point throughout the year. There will be 4 clubs that look familiar that were in my top 30 saves. This one, we're doing a top 10. However, one of those clubs is used with an entirely different concept. 2 of them actually are. So looking forward to bringing that to you guys in today's video. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's video. So the first save that we're going to be covering is Mr. and Miss Smith. This is a save that you can do with the men's and women's side of a club. This time I've chosen FC Barcelona, just like I did the previous time. However, with FC Barcelona, you can kind of do a dumbed down version of this within the beta. It'd be a lot of fun. Get to know the game, get to know the women's side of the game if you aren't too up to date on it. They have 2 very good talents in Lamine Yamal as well as Aitana Bonmati, which Barcelona Feminine, they are absolutely fantastic. Very good side, as is Barcelona Men's now. But the overall goal, if you were doing this in long term, you're shooting for 40 trophies, 20 with each side. Or you can kind of dumb that down if you want to do it in the beta as well, which these sides are going to be very good, so you can win these trophies pretty darn quickly if you choose to do Barcelona during the beta or at some point during the year with the Mr. and Miss Smith concept. Now the next one is Moneyball, and this time it is with Eintracht Frankfurt. Now I chose them last time for Youth to Gold. This time it's Moneyball, and there's a major reason as to why it is Moneyball with them. They are a striker factory. They keep on finding great talents for cheap, and then they develop them and move them on and bring in a boatload of money. They've done it multiple times now, and that essentially is going to be part of your job, taking them over, continuing doing that, but start moving it maybe to the midfield with a Hugo Larsson, and you are able to move him on. Maybe to number 10s like a Chan Uzun. Like, you can do it with multiple different areas, or essentially just turn into a talent factory as a whole. Very fun save. You can do this in the beta as well, or throughout the year also. Next up is one that was actually recommended by one of you in the comments of one of my previous videos, and it is Sheffield Wednesday. Now, Sheffield Wednesday, they fit the challenge type of save because this is a huge challenge on your hands. This, for me, fits a Road to Glory type build, but it definitely fits that challenge of you have so many things that you have to address with this club. One is that money situation. We see that screaming little fur ball right there. You are insecure. You are not safe. You have a very small squad. Thankfully, Bailey and Jamal are going to help you. They're going to be your 2 most important players with that side, in my personal opinion. And someone like Bailey, you can develop Salman, help ease the financial situation at the club. But, I mean, you are going to have no money, essentially. You're going to have to make sure with a small squad that you find a way to stay in the championship instead of being relegated down. You have a mighty challenge on your hands. And if you can get to the point to where you completely rebuild this club from the ground up financially and talent-wise, and win a Champions League, you're an absolute legend. Up next, we have one of my favorite clubs, and they're actually on the wall behind me. We've got Borussia Dortmund with a rebuild. Now, they are doing better this year. However, with the state of the club, as a fan, I think we should be doing more with bringing in talents, developing talents, giving Bayern a real run for their money, because Bayern just run away with it now after the 1 season we actually took it to them, and the 1 season that Bayer Leverkusen won the league, because we had Erling Haaland and Jude Bellingham here at Borussia Dortmund, and then we sold Erling Haaland, and we almost won the league with Jude, and then we sold Jude, and then we lost to Jude in the Champions League final, and then our manager left, and ever since Edin Terzic left, it's kind of been up and down, but we are doing better this year. So your goal in this rebuild is essentially to bring us back to the glory days of Jurgen Klopp. That is your goal. Gregor Kobel and Karim Adeyemi are going to be your 2 key players to helping you do that. You're going to have a boatload of money as Borussia Dortmund in the Bundesliga as well, so you're going to be able to build a very fun club. I personally think a very fun idea for building Borussia Dortmund would try and have the best young talents come through your club from Central Europe. I think that would be a lot of fun. So Austria, Germany, the Netherlands, Belgium, Switzerland, those kind of countries have the best talents come in from there. That would be a lot of fun to do with Borussia Dortmund. And honestly, a fantastic beta save as well. And now here we have a club that everyone is going to be doing. It's Manchester United. They were in the previous save video that I did. However, this time around, it's very different. This time it's a challenge with them. It is the Sir Alex Ferguson challenge. I highlighted a Jose Mourinho challenge with FC Porto last time. This time it is Sir Alex Ferguson. And you're only going to be managing Manchester United. You are going to need to surpass his 38 trophies at Manchester United by winning 40 trophies. Now, if you are a FM sicko and are going to be playing this a lot in the beta, you can probably do that during the beta period of 2 weeks to maybe a month. Or you can make this a long-term save and try and do it over time and become an even bigger legend at Manchester United than Sir Alex Ferguson in the Football Manager world. This next one is probably one of my favorites and definitely one that I'll be doing on my own definitely at some point. It's a challenge with Fenerbahce. Now, prior to Jose Mourinho being sacked by Fenerbahce, he has assembled one of the most talented groups I've ever seen in the Turkish league aside from Galatasaray right now. This group that they have at Fenerbahce is absolutely unbelievable. Last I checked, they had 4 wins and 4 draws. They haven't lost a game in the league. However, I'm pretty sure Jose got sacked for one of the reasons was they did not qualify for the Champions League. Going to be in the Europa League. This team, 100% good enough to win the Europa League. They would smoke the Conference League. If they're in the Champions League, they could even do some damage, and that is the goal with Fenerbahce. Within 3 seasons, win a Champions League title with this Fenerbahce group. You have players that are very valuable, so you can sell them on and even build your own super group, but the players that they have right now, Mr. Edison, Marco Asensio, my boy, Sebastian Szymanski, who's a fantastic playmaker, or even the Turkish James Ward-Prowse in the Football Manager world, Irfan Can Kahveci. You have a boatload of talent at your disposal. Fenerbahce would be a very fun short save to do at some point. Up next, we have a Build a Nation in Finland with Eves. They're known for having kind of an awkward logo. It's actually a lynx, even though it kind of looks like a circus cat. But Build a Nation in Finland, you gotta have patience. This is always one that I've wanted to do. I just need to learn to have the patience to do it in Finland, because in the hockey world, Finland is absolutely incredibly talented. In the footballing world, they're kind of lacking. We all know Teemu Pukki, but they definitely could be doing a little bit better. Because if they had all the talent they did in hockey, Finland would be a powerhouse in football. One player that is going to help you early on with the save with Eves in this Build a Nation, Marius Soderbach. He is a very good young player, and he is going to be someone that you want to build around. Or if you do end up having to move him on, definitely get a pretty penny for him. However, Tatu Maitunen, I believe is how it's pronounced. Tatu is going to be your captain. He is an integral part of the defense, and he will be a vital part to any early success that you have. From one Scandinavian nation to another, we are now off to Sweden with Orbro SK in the second tier in Sweden. This is a journeyman save, as we can see with Mr. Bilbo Baggins there. You're going on an adventure right here. This is your starting point, a very fun starting point as well. You get them back up to the Allsvenskan and kind of go from there. This is a group that is definitely talented enough to go up first time of asking, but you are wanting to make sure that you kind of stay here for at least 3 seasons, build them up, and then move elsewhere. Maybe go to like a Denmark, kind of dominate for a little bit there, and then go to one of the big 5 leagues potentially. And from one fun save to another, we are now on a Youth to Gold save with Wisła Krakow in Poland. Now, there is a major reason as to why I chose a Polish club for a Youth to Gold save. One, Wisła Krakow should definitely be in the top tier. They are a very historic club in Poland. They should definitely be doing better. Kasper Duda and Erwin Omich, they're going to help you get back up and do well. They're also both very young, and that plays into the Youth to Gold. They're going to be some of your key guys. But in Poland, you get paid for playing youth. In a youth to gold, you get paid to play the youth. This is the perfect spot for a youth to gold save. This is one that I might do eventually as well. I think it would be very fun, and it is going to be a little bit challenging because you are constantly going to have youthful players playing, and the more you play the youth, the more money you make. It's actually pretty nice and a very fun way to go about doing a youth to gold. I think that this should be a very popular one this year if people kind of find out about that with the youth to gold aspect. You get paid to play your youth in Poland. It's a very fun way to go about it. And now we are on to the final save for today's video. It is another Build a Nation with a club that I am always going to be bringing up for people to manage, and in a nation that you should do a Build a Nation with. We're in Switzerland with Grasshopper. Grasshopper, one of the most successful clubs in Switzerland. However, they have not won anything since the early 2000s when it comes to winning the league. This is a club that you are going to have to rebuild their finances, rebuild the squad. They develop decent youth, but you're going to need to make sure that, one, you're developing them and selling them on for a pretty penny to help with the financials of the club, but also developing them and seeing if you can keep them around. Because if you get some star players coming through that end up being like a Xherdan Shaqiri or even a Jan Sommer, you're going to want to keep them at the club. But this would be a very fun save to do. Another one that I personally would love to do at some point. I think all of you, if you choose to do a Build a Nation and kind of it's your first one into the fold of doing a Build a Nation, this is the perfect one to do. And so there we have it for today's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know down in the comments, one, what saves you guys will be doing in the beta, as well as your first long-term save in FM26, and two, if you're going to be doing any of these saves as well. I would love to hear in the comments down below. If you did enjoy today's video, please feel free, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribing is 100% free, so why not hit that sub button. Also, down below in the description, I have a discount code for pre-ordering FM26 if you have not done so yet. Then you get 22% off over at Fanatical, so definitely make sure to check that out if you wish to do so. But until next time, everyone, have a good one. Bye-bye.